That glove over there? It's yours. I rescued it from your safe house, along with your fancy combat skin. Lucky thing they caught you on the daylight. Now this is 100% Nilin. Way above the model I used to use. It's beyond me, sister. You're the only one who can use it.
What did they do to you?
Set in Neo Paris 2084, Remember Me tells the story of a world where memories can now be digitized, bought, sold, and traded. Privacy is a thing of the past thanks to the explosive growth of social networks, and the world as we know it is now ruled by a memory economy. You play as Nilin, a former elite memory hunter with the ability to steal or even alter memories. Fearful of a knowledge the authorities have wiped her memory clean, and Nilin must now recover her identity and extract sweet, sweet revenge from those who did this. Recently, we got the opportunity to try out the beginning hours of Don't Know's third-person action adventure, and we have come away with these 5 points. Ever since the game's announcement last August, there have been comparisons between Remember Me and Mirror's Edge, and while both games do share similar themes, I believe Don't Know's action-adventure feels, plays, and looks quite different. The gameplay is similar to the third-person action games like Uncharted and Enslaved, and here the player must guide the main protagonist Nilin from one ledge, roof, and platform to another, all by pressing a single button. With how the game is structured, Remember Me in fact feels very much like the new DMC. The rhythm of platforming, fighting, cutscene, boss battle is all too familiar, and even the first boss fight, which is a mock live telecast of a wrestling match complete with prior techniques and corny one-liners, it feels something straight out of Ninja Theory.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Remember Me's Neo Paris is a hodgepodge of various sci-fi tropes, movies and games, borrowing heavily from the likes of Minority Report, Deus Ex Human Revolution, and even to some extent Half-Life. This makes for a strange yet fresh world to explore. Of note here is the attention put into details. Augmented reality is something the tech industry is actively looking into, and Remember Me gives a probable peek into this very near future. Shops advertise by running text and images that pop up in the air as you near them. Signboards hover over the air in streets and sidewalks, and elsewhere in the game, you can load up memories to experience them, regardless of it being your own or someone else's. All of this is eclipsed by somewhat a routine mix of story elements that just doesn't seem to interest when played out. There is a solid premise here somewhere, but the lyric pace, uninteresting exposition, and some horrible dialogue made me simply shrug at what was happening on screen.
Johnny wants my heart for Christmas. You know that, huh, Tommy?
This is more of a personal bummer than anything else. Remember Me is interesting, the new Paris is interesting, the mix of modern technology and classical architecture is interesting, and this begs to be explored and experienced by free roaming. Unfortunately, I don't think free roaming is a part of the plan here. Again, this is very much like DMC. There are side tracks for collectibles, stashes of memories, for instance, that gains you an extra health bar. However, all those simply converge into the main objective path towards the rhythm of platforming, fighting, and boss fights. I'm not expecting Skyrim here, but I'm hoping that some elements of free roaming and sandboxing are present in the full game a la Assassin's Creed, where you can sideline yourself to go sightseeing and unlocking more of the game. If you're familiar with the recent Batman games, you'll be at home in Remember Me. It employs the same 2-button fighting mechanics to string together series of combos to dispose of bad guys. Like Batman, the combat is timing reliant and discourages you to mash buttons. Timing is not exactly my forte, and for the most part my behind was handed to me in most fights on the game's normal difficulty. My colleague Nick Rigo, who is a DMC pro, fared much better though. What differentiates it from the rest is the RPG-like presence combo creation. Instead of simply having a set of combos unlock over time that increase in power slightly, combos in Remember Me can be augmented to either deliver additional damage, to gain health, or decrease cooldown times of special moves. So during combat, your first blow could deal extra damage, whereas the rest can be to heal yourself and quickly unlock your special move. While innovative and fun, the combat lacks a sense of, excitement. I can't pinpoint it, but there's something missing, something that doesn't click. Not even the funky music that plays every time you pull off a combo helps that feeling. I guess it lacks the impact and flair found in games like Batman and DMC, where getting that perfect timing feels so great.
This is for you, David.
Nulin is the master remixer, altering details in the memory to lead people into believing something had occurred when it's only fabricated by exploiting glitches in one's memory. Glitches are those parts of a memory that is void of certain detail that can be manipulated to create a ripple effect of consequences. In a demo, we dealt with a bounty hunter named Olga, who is looking to claim the price on Nilin's head to pay for her husband's hospital bills. To get her off your back, you must alter her memories to make her believe that her husband was murdered by the doctor himself, which will then have her fighting on your side. This is achieved by piecing together glitches in a series of events that leads up to the desired effect. It's not as simple as finding the glitches and turning them on though. A little bit of experimentation is needed to realize the sequence in which the glitches must be turned on and the effect that it will create. Remixing is incredibly cool and possibly the best part about the game. However, it's not easy to miss that remixing is not deep in terms of gameplay. At the end of it, you're only flicking switches in a particular order than having an open-ended control over the consequences with your own individual choices that you must live with. At the end of it, Remember Me was not quite as rememberable as I would have expecting it to be. The remixing bits, the setting, the combat are fun, but ultimately for me it boils down to the story and characters that shoulder the other traits which Remember Me so far lacks. Remember Me releases on June 7 for PC, PS3 and Xbox 360. For more on Don't Nonce action adventure title, keep remixing on IGN.com.